and the millions watching around the world on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
When I wake up in the morning, roll a dice, I make a bet. It's a lot of competition, niggas claiming who got next, but I ain't tryna step on toes, I'm just in there for the check.
Vanilla Ice, baby. How y'all fellas doing today?
Fantastic, man.
No doubt, man. I appreciate y'all having me here for this interview,
Thanks
man.
for coming, brother.
Yes, sir. Not a problem. First off, I wanted to ask y'all, man, because obviously we're sitting in a boxing ring here.
Yeah.
So we wanted to know what's the name of your business?
So it's Rodriguez Boxing Academy. And you know, I think the reason why we came up with that name was twofold. Whenever we decided to go full tilt and go all in and open the gym, we wanted to have a big impact on the community. The other thing is that I wanted to leave a legacy behind for my family, and the community, so that way when they look back, on my kids look back, my grandkids look back, cousins' grandkids look back, they can say, hey, we were part of something that was positive in the Somerville area. And then the reason why we picked Academy was pretty simple. You know, when you go back and look at what Academy means, it's like secondary learning, right, from a higher institution.
Right.
And that's kind of what we wanted to embrace and bring forth the community, and show that you know, boxing is a cerebral sport, and it's something that is more than just a physical thing for athletic kind of people,
right,
but it's also something that builds mental fortitude and strength within character. So that was one of the reasons behind the name of Rodriguez Boxing Academy.
No doubt. Well, that went straight into the well, kind of like into my second question. How did the name come about?
Yeah.
So
well, so you know, me and Cuzzo joke a lot. You know, we're pretty boastful with one another. We push each other in that regard, and you know, we're pretty how do I say, eccentric in that we're not afraid to put ourselves out there.
Right.
And so when we decided on the name, or when I decided on the name, it was like, I'm gonna put my name out there for everybody to challenge,
right,
to look to maybe aspire to, but really to look for the challenge, because I wanted it to be something that was prominent, something that nobody would forget, and then just be something that they wanted to think about and come and try,
yes, sir,
and understand and find that experience.
Totally understandable. What's the mission behind your brand or business?
Mission, you know, we have 4 principles: conditioning, positioning, agility, and balance. Those 4 principles you can use outside the ring and inside the ring, and regardless, you can come out with victory. But you know, this all started. My cousin has a big background with martial arts. I started boxing at a young age, on and off. And one day I hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, guys, you know, I wanted to get into MMA at first.
Right.
Can you help me with kicks?" And then we just started sparring in his front yard, and that's where the energy and the chemistry started. Like, oh, I bet you I can hit you with this. I bet you can't hit me with that.
For sure.
And that was a wrap.
Yeah.
But you know, you want to be able to leave. You know, my daughter fights.
Yes, sir.
My nephew fights. So you know, it's in the blood.
Yeah, I'm finna say you got a daughter who fights, right?
Yeah.
And I think what really made us go do the gym was you know, we met our first Golden Glove champ, Nathan Freed.
Okay.
Yep.
At O2 Fitness in Goose Creek.
Shout out to
you know,
those
they
guys.
just came out and was like, hey, can you train me? And we met our next fighter. He's a Golden Glove champ as well, Javon. And then Drew.
Yeah.
And
Golden
that
Glove
was
champs, right?
he's
That's
a Golden
right.
Glove, 3 Golden Glove champs.
I need
2
to get
Golden
me
Regionals
in the
the
ring.
next 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So you know, that's how it started. But you know, we want to give back to the community.
For sure, always.
You know, if something like this would have been around when I was young, I think the outcome, not saying that I didn't come out the way I'm supposed to, but
no regrets.
I could have been a lot different.
Definitely.
And I see that with our kids class. You know, doesn't matter fitness level, age level, when everybody walks through the threshold here, you know, everyone's willing to learn, and the growth is there, and you can see them daily, the love for the sport grow.
Yes, sir.
The bigger piece, though, is that the South, for the longest time, especially when I was growing up, right? I'm a bit older than cousin. I'm about a decade older than him.
Okay.
So when I was coming up in the 90s, it was like we were always the last to get things.
Right.
Right? When it came to music, we were the last. When it came to fashion, the South was the last.
Yes, for sure. Trust
when
me.
it comes to came to boxing,
Uh-huh.
the South was never considered a hotbed for boxing
That's
until
right.
recently, right?
Yeah, right.
Atlanta's coming up as becoming one of the hotbeds of boxing, but one of the main things that we talked about is that we wanted to bring prominence to where we're
Well,
from.
yeah, exactly.
right?
Same here. I understand.
Represent South Carolina.
Yep.
It's a slept on state.
Definitely, man. A lot of talent here, man.
And so let's bring prominence to this sport, for the love of the sport, to
Uh-huh.
let people know, just like Outkast did with hip hop, that
Right.
the South got something to say.
There you go.
We got something
to say, bro. So how long have you guys been in business?
Yeah, we've been, well, you know, I guess officially as Rodriguez Boxing Academy, we've been open for 2 years.
2 years,
Coming
nice.
up on 2 years.
Nice.
You know, we started training just like Justin said, out of the gym that we worked out of, and then we decided to take the leap. And oddly enough, we opened the gym up at the toughest time that you could open the gym.
Right.
Beginning of COVID.
I know, right?
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
So, yo,
y'all
we
still
made it
made
through
it. I
COVID.
finna say, bro, that's a survivor.
Yeah.
It's all about survival.
Yeah, you
Y'all
can
did.
imagine what the kind of restrictions that we had on us when COVID was around.
I'm
Like,
already
we had to wear,
knowing.
you know, face masks.
Yeah.
And we had limited class sizes. And we didn't think we were going to survive. It just how do you work a business around an environment like that?
I know.
Especially an environment where you have to be close to something.
Right, exactly, and they
Yeah.
try to keep you apart. So
Yeah.
definitely understand. So like,
100%.
where do you see the business 5 years from now?
So, you know, I've always had, my 5-year plan was pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to create an environment, number one, for our boxers to train at, my cousin to train at,
Mm-hmm.
our kids to train at, so that way they can get better and increase their skill set and start to make the name in South Carolina for boxing prominent.
Right.
Secondarily, I always think the end goal is to turn my guys pro when they're ready to turn pro.
For sure.
But more importantly, take care of my own people.
Yes, sir,
I don't
for
want to
sure.
rely on another person, another promoter, and
Trust
have
me.
to negotiate weird contracts and then try to use my guys as stepping stones.
Right.
That's not what happened.
I know that's
So
right.
the 5-year plan, when it's all said and done, is that, you know, we're going to be Rodriguez Boxing Promotions, so RBA Promotions with my cousin, myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to be. Maybe he'll
be something.
Grandmaster CEO. Maybe I'll just be Grandmaster.
Sifu Rodriguez.
I'll be Sifu
Sifu.
Rodriguez. He'll be Grandmaster CEO or whatever.
That's
and
right.
that way we can take care of our own folks in house, and that way we can start to again build our brand and build our clique, our crew.
Right, for sure.
So that way
Definitely.
we have the respect.
I'm
More
already
importantly, I can take care of my own. And that's
Independently.
what I want to do.
Yes, sir. Totally, bro. Well spoken. What is your take on mental health awareness, and what has it done for you?
With mental health, as far as boxing, you know, people think boxing is an individual sport. It is, but you have your teammates, you
Right.
have your coaches. That's where that family environment kicks on. Like whenever you're in that dark spot, I can't do this. I can't do that.
Right.
You know, and sometimes, you know, when you're around your family, sometimes your family knows what's up before you let them know what's up.
Right.
So sometimes you just
Energy.
get a text out the blue, like, hey, like, everything good? And sometimes you can't hold it in.
Understandable.
So, you know, growing up, you know, young, and the way I was kind of brought up, kind of push stuff down.
Yes, sir.
But I'm realizing where I'm at now in life, the trauma that we sustain as children follows us to adulthood.
Definitely.
And, you know, all's well fighting.
Yes,
So
sir.
meet it head on. And, you know, me, like working out, going for a run, hitting the bag, sparring because whenever
Right.
we spar, you know, hey, let's go 20%. Next thing you know, that 20% turns into a nosebleed.
100%.
100%.
You know,
Ready.
hey, I
Full
haven't
time.
been dropped by that many people.
Right.
I'll give Big Cuz his due.
He coming in
He
there.
got me. Hey, he got
got you?
Chris the other a couple months ago.
Couple months ago. It's the challenge, man. It's the challenge of will. You know, there's a lot of things you need to be a fighter and then carry it to that next level.
Right.
You know, some guys have a weak chin, some guys don't have a good work ethic. You know, but hey, that's where it's a game of chess, not checkers.
Right. There you go. The
You
long
know,
run.
everything always balances out something and it crosses out. Like, you know, myself, I don't have explosiveness like my cousin. I'm more of a
Right.
flat-footed fighter, but
Understandable.
I got a great chin. and
Yeah.
I throw a lot of punches.
There
So
you
I'm a
go.
high-volume puncher.
Yes, sir.
But you know, this sport for me has done a lot for my mental. You know, whether you know this is my home away from home.
There you go. I understand.
I mean, there's been times I came in here 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, not just to work out. You know, sometimes just to look
The
at it, like,
environment.
hey, this is where we're at.
Understandable.
And walk back out.
Totally.
But yeah,
From a mental health perspective, one of the things I always tell any of our boxers, doesn't matter if they're our 5-year-old, which is the better ones, because you can start to feed them these ideas early.
Understandable.
And they start to shape the way they think about things to our adult class, to our competition team. I mentioned earlier in one of the answers that this game is cerebral, and Cousin talked about it being chess, not checkers. But one thing that I think is important is the mental grit and fortitude that it builds. So one of the things that we always believe in, and he mentioned the 4 principles, conditioning being one of them. You know, one of the famous quotes that's out is conditioning makes cowards of men.
Right.
It's true. If you get tired, or when you get tired and somebody's trying to take your head off, it's a whole different game. You gotta have to make that decision in your mind. Are you gonna be weak and meek and fall back,
right,
or are you gonna step to the occasion and rise like a lion and hear the roar?
Yes, sir.
And when we get to working out the way we do, my job, coach's job, is to push, and push hard,
yes, sir,
and understand that your body is way more capable than what your mind lets it be.
There you go.
As powerful as the mind can be,
right,
it can also be the most powerful thing that weakens you.
Exactly.
Right.
The mind is a terrible thing.
So being able to control your mind in those times of stress, when you're tired, when you're fatigued, when you don't think you can throw one more punch or do one more rep. I always tell the kids, if you can just push one more second than you thought you couldn't, that 1 second's go add up to 2, and to 3, then to 4. The next thing you know, you're going to do all the reps that you can. You're going to be strong when you walk out of it. So one of the things that is our mantra here at RDA is that all we care about is the effort.
Yes, sir.
If you put forth 100% effort, things will fall into place.
Well said, sir. Yeah. So, what advice do you have for any upcoming like entrepreneurs or maybe like athletes or whatnot?
So I'll talk to the entrepreneur bit.
Yeah.
Look, I left a pretty substantial corporate career to go all in at the gym. I left some security. I left a big paycheck every other week or whatever, to pursue a passion. But I knew I came to the end of the rope there when it just became a struggle to wake up to do what I need to do. What I'll tell young entrepreneurs is very simple. To your point, have a plan. Understand what your plan is first. Also this, you have to be flexible. Not everything is going to work out the way you want it to.
Right.
That being said, as long as you give yourself some leeway in your plan, you'll be able to pivot and make those adjustments.
Right.
The other thing, stack your paper. Stack your money. Have good credit. Stack your paper.
Right.
So if you can't get your credit good and you're in debt, that'll be the first thing that you need to take care of first. Then stack your paper. And then the second thing is you have to be brave. There are going to be naysayers. There are going to be folks that say you're crazy, and there are going to be folks that say you can't do it.
Yes.
There are going to be folks that'll be smiling in your face, shaking your hands, patting your back, but when they leave, they're wishing for your downfall.
Facts.
Focus on yourself, focus on your passion, focus on your dream, and go all in. And yet at the end of the day, say it doesn't work out. Cool. You've learned some lessons, and you have this. You never have a regret.
Exactly.
You can say, hey man, at least I gave it a shot.
Exactly, bro.
Which is more than 99% of the people out there. Everybody's stuck with their feet in concrete, not giving it a shot. Stack your paper, make sure your credit's right, make sure your debt is down. Have a plan, go for it.
Well said, brother.
All in, that's what I say, I go all in.
So that's well said, brother. Like,
so athletes, what'd you say for the athletes coming up?
Yeah, what would you say for the upcoming athletes?
You know, where we're at with boxing getting big. Like when I started up, you know, South Carolina wasn't a hub. There wasn't that many gyms, and if there was gyms, you know, there wasn't enough much to train. Hey, first of all, come to this spot, Boxing Academy.
For sure. That's what I was thinking.
That's where you're gonna learn.
No doubt.
You know, and me being around the block, around Somerville, the Low Country area, you know, there's good trainers around all the way in general, but biggest thing, don't let the days go.
Right.
You know, if you're in that rut, you just gotta go. You gotta push through. Boxing is a very demanding sport. You gotta take care of your body. You gotta take care of your mental. Prepare for that body to get bruised up. You know, it's gonna happen. If you're scared to get touched, this ain't for you. But that's the best advice I can get. And always been willing to learn.
Yeah.
You can never stop growing.
100%. Like one of the things is big is you gotta be coachable.
Yes, sir.
You can't walk into a gym just because you think you know something and come in with respect, right? Because that's what's going to be given to you. We give the respect, but we show to take it if we need to.
Yes, sir.
Right? And so be coachable is the easiest thing you could do. And if you have a good coach, that coach is going to listen. They're going to understand that maybe you bring something valuable to the table from your experiences as well. So I'd be cautious of what gyms you pick, what coaches you pick, because it's your career, it's your passion, it's what you want to do. But once you've decided to coach, leave your ego at the door, be coachable, and when it's time to work, put your head down, go to work. That's the easiest thing I can tell y'all to do.
Well said. And last but not least, man, if you have any, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody or in your social medias or like whatnot? And maybe
follow us on Instagram at RB Academy 843. Follow us at Facebook at Rodriguez Boxing Academy. Follow us on our YouTube channel, Rodriguez Boxing Academy LLC. And we're going to make some bigger moves coming up here shortly, so stay tuned to each one of those platforms. We've experienced a tremendous amount of growth here lately, and we're looking to make some next steps towards our 3 to 5 year plan, and hopefully maybe leapfrog a year or two to get ahead of the game a bit.
For sure.
And get there. So, secondly, I want to thank you for coming out and even giving us this opportunity.
Yes, sir, for sure, man. I appreciate y'all, boys. Yes, sir.
But number one is it's the basic stuff that everybody forgets. Everybody wants to be flashy. Everybody wants to stay up on trends and fads. Cool. I know we all got to do it sometimes to pander to society and social media. But at the end of the day, it's that fundamental groundwork that you need to do day in, day out. The boring stuff that nobody really wants to do. But those that do, those that have troubles outside of their life and in their personal life but still come to the gym, I found that one of the coaches I follow on Instagram posted something similar to that. Says, hey man, if you've got a boxer that has trouble outside the gym but they still find themselves at the gym with you, then he knows he has a diamond. I agree with that, right? Because there's so many distractions in the world. But if you can leave those distractions at the door and come to the gym, put your work in, it just makes life that much easier for everybody involved. So.
No doubt. Thanks, Coach.
That's it.